I was born in Roanoke, Virginia.
From Rancho Cucamonga.
I was born and raised in Indiana in the Midwest.
Orange, California. Born and raised, and I'm still here, I haven't left.
I don't think this will come as a surprise to anybody. Very outgoing, very talkative, good student, but would always laugh on the report cards that it would say, you know, Jennifer's an excellent student, all A's. However, talking seems to be an issue for her.
I'd say when I was about 13, 14, my mom, while all my other friends were at the beach during the summer, she took me to Flagship Healthcare Center and had me volunteer there. And there was one lady that I remember, her name was Angel. And Angel, all I knew about Angel is that she had something called a stroke. Didn't know what a stroke was, I was young. And she couldn't talk. I knew that. She couldn't talk, but she could smile with her eyes. And I think at that time in my life is when I learned what nonverbal communication was.
My mom was a nurse, and she retired from the hospitals, and she was a regional director of resident care for a large assisted living organization. And my freshman year in college, she said that I needed to effectively learn about other people, and I started volunteering in one of her assisted living communities. That was really my first experience with seniors and the senior population, and it was something that really changed, I think, my life path that day moving forward.
When I was little, I remember when I was playing dolls or house with my friends, I always wanted to be the nurse or, just something. I even went through a tomboy stage where I was like, well, I want to be a firefighter, but it was always something in the medical field. And I think when my nephew was ill and he got diagnosed with cancer, and then 5 years later, my son was in a bad car accident, and I just felt that I've always wanted to be able to help people.
Things changed as I found out my mom had cancer, and I think the brakes were kind of put on, and decided that after she passed away, I wanted to make a difference every day, and I wanted to work for a company or just work for something bigger.
And then my grandma Nora, it was 3 years ago on April 6th that she passed away. So my mom and I went to visit her grave, and Grandma Nora used to have ladybugs that she would put up on her refrigerator. They're these little magnets, and we had fun playing with them. And so we were sitting there, and my mom's putting the flowers in, and right between us flew up a ladybug and landed right between us, and I stuck my hand down and it crawled all over us, and it was just special because I never see ladybugs.
When I got home to get prepared for Grandma to come home, I got a knock at the door, and it was Hospice Care of the West. And it wasn't the hospice company that I worked for, and I thought, wow, this is crazy. I just heard about them, they're at my door. And then, like I shared on the celebrations, I came across Karen Rose, who was an absolute angel. And from the moment she came, and the social workers following, and at the time of her death with Julia Arciniega, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And I had been doing hospice 3 years. And I told my mom a week later, I said, I don't think I can go back to my other job, Mom. This is what it's about. They finally get it. They get the whole picture of how you're supposed to be treated from an admission all the way through the passing. And also through the grievance. They were there to support my mom with the grievance programs for support groups, and it was phenomenal. And ironically, 2 weeks after Grandma passed, I was hired with Hospice Care of the West. So it was like it was meant to be.
when I finished meeting with that patient and family and I'm saying goodbye, whether it be the handshake or the hug goodbye, I want to walk away knowing I gave this family peace of mind. I gave them an option that maybe they didn't even know that they had, and really empowered them to have a great experience now moving forward, and knowing then with confidence that tomorrow when the care team shows up, they're in great loving hands. And that's the most meaningful thing for me, and the most rewarding thing for me is when I leave, just knowing we helped a family today. And that's what it's all about.
I just, let them know they're not going to be alone. We're here for your loved one, but we're also here for you. And I always tell them, we know at this point that your loved one would want you to be the daughter or the brother or the son and not the caregiver. So let us come in and alleviate that. And we're going to hold your hand and we're going to guide you through this process. It's a celebration of life. And that's what we want you to remember, is the celebration of your loved one's life.
I see how Hospice Care of the West has changed since I started. From the Our Life Celebration blog to having the celebration events with all staff, I think we all carry with us that pride of who we work for, and that we're here for a more meaningful purpose. And when you always have in the back of your mind that mission, that vision of why I'm doing what I'm doing, it empowers you and it takes you to another level in your work.
Our video life reviews are so fantastic because sometimes our patients aren't sharing with their loved one things that they've gone through, and then they get this beautiful gift when they pass away. They get this beautiful gift of your loved one. And one thing that I wish I had is I would love to hear my grandma's voice. That's something I miss every day. It's like, if I could only hear her voice. But you don't think of little things like that when you're going through the process. So it's just the things that we do that go above and beyond.
I love celebration. It's a time that everybody gets together and can come together. It's like a family holiday almost. It has that feel, even though it's mandatory and it's a work thing, it really doesn't feel like that. We get corner bakery, we get to visit with friends, colleagues.
My favorite part about it is always the reminiscing corner. It's always really neat to see and meet people without ever meeting them. I think it's fantastic because you go and you don't have to think. You just get to sit and you get to have a better understanding of those folks around you.
I have never been more happy in any of my jobs than I am now. It's like we get so much from the families. They give so much to us.
I explained to my family, your greatest gift is your story. So every day you're going to tell me a story about what happened during your day, whether it be good, bad, or funny. And I feel like I know my kids a little bit better every day because I'm able to walk in their shoes. And tonight when I'm sitting around the dinner table, I will share with my family that the story of my day, I got to sit and talk about my mom and my family. And I really do. I really do think that this is by far the best day of work I've ever had. Celebration. That's celebration for me in a nutshell. And I have to be honest too, you know, all of the rocks that we sign and things like that, I take those home. And I have them. I have the 2 rocks and the Christmas ornament, and I have those, and I don't know why I don't put them down, but it's almost as if, like, if I don't put them down, I can take them with me, and I get to remember for longer than just that hour of celebration. And that's me. I'm a pretty easygoing, pretty plain Jane person, but, you know. Any other questions?